What's going on, Japan, world, gamers, Assassin's Creed fans? So we have some crazy news here today about a statement and quote that was made by Kote, the leader of Assassin's Creed. We're going to get right into this video and realize what they said, which I think is comical, but also something they need to do to stay more level-headed and realize that if their team thinks that, imagine what other people think. Well, they've known. So we're going to get into this. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all. This is going to be a good one.
Well, it looks like Mark Alexis Cody of Ubisoft is in the news once again. To set the stage here over on Fandom Pulse, they wrote Assassin's Creed executive producer Mark Alexis Cody says video games can change the world by changing people. If this sounds familiar, it's because we did discuss Mark Alexis Cody 2 weeks ago on the channel in the video titled
They've been doing that, but not what you're doing.
Ubisoft just went off on gamers. So that's the guy we're going to be talking about here in another article that Fandom Pulse has titled Ubisoft Executive says Assassin's Creed Shadows devs, quote, think it's the worst thing they've ever seen.
And that's written over here on Fandom by John F. Trent. He does good work. So, the worst thing they've ever seen. Oh boy. Well, now that's a bottle of honesty finally from that side. And like I said, I think it's good to ground yourself and realize what that really means. And there's going to be another comment he says after this that kind of adds on to that to give us an idea of what the hell's going on in Ubisoft. So I know Japan thought that. I mean, yeah, look how much you disrespected them. Look how much you disrespected your entire fan base too. Ubisoft lovers, as longtime Assassin's Creed lovers and supporters who've been supporting the franchise for 17 years. And you had the opportunity to make one of the most epic ninja games of all time, and you screwed it over with this DEI nonsense. But we're also going to look into what they did with the 20 million on an update, as I've told people before, and how they plan to change around some stuff for him. So like I said, when I decide to get to this game, it's going to be on Ubisoft Plus, where I can play Mirage, this, and Outlaws for like a cheap fee of like $16, one fee, and I'll play all three of them in 1 month and be done. I don't plan on supporting any of it.
Unquote. That information coming from this nearly hour-long video titled Mark Alexis Cody, XDS24 Fireside Keynote. And now that the stage is set, so to speak, let's continue on. Fandom Pulse says, during the Q&A portion of the interview, Mark Alexis Cody also revealed that many of the people working at Ubisoft on the Assassin's Creed franchise have no experience with the franchise. He said, one of the things that I've noticed since the...
Did you see what that just said? Probably right here. Half the team that's building Assassin's Creed is building a game for the first time. Guys, this smells to me like a lot of DEI, cheap labor hires. Because we know Ubisoft probably has the biggest staff on the planet when it comes to gaming. I think one time they said they had up to like 19,000. They had to lower it down to 17,000 staff. And when you have this many people getting ready to do a game that should have been way more professional with a lot of Japanese experts and historians, you would wonder why it kind of turns out like this, right? And they're admitting things here, which I respect. We have a lot of juniors on our teams. Probably half the team that's building Assassin's Creed is building a game for the first time. Boy, does this make a lot of sense. And then you wonder why they're using AI and why there's a lot of Chinese aspects on it too. A lot of historical inaccuracies mixed in with Thomas Lockley's garbage too.
Pandemic is that we have a lot of juniors in our teams. Probably half the team that's building Assassin's Creed is building a game for the first time. So they don't know, even though they're playing the game right now, and they think it's the worst thing they've ever seen. It's going to be good. We're going to get there. Okay, pause.
That's what I want to do too, because he said it's going to be good. So he's saying that right now it's not good, and we're going to get there. Guys, half the team working on it. DEI World Conventions, it's going to be good. It's not good, because if it was good, you would say that. And we're going to get there. You got till February, right? And he said this a few weeks ago. And that's why they needed to delay it. It had nothing to do with Star Wars. It just needed to be delayed in itself. And Star Wars should have been releasing under Assassin's Creed release date. But not to get too far off topic, but this is still Ubisoft here. All those things bundled together, and then them saying they think it's the worst thing ever. It's like, you get to this now, but you wanted to show it off way back then. I mean, this says a lot about like the state of the Western industry, European industry, and just like where this DEI woke nonsense goes in general. Like, that's just embarrassing. But I respect the honesty there. Like, you got to respect that, but obviously everything else is not respected. So this makes a lot of sense. Just wow.
This interview is from October 29th, only 2 weeks ago. And side note, you can see they locked the comments. Not surprising. Okay, so first of all, the obvious. It's hilarious that devs on AC Shadows think it's the worst thing they've ever seen. Now, if I were to give this guy as much grace as possible, maybe he's implying that it's because these devs are new and they're not confident in their skills to build a game. Maybe that's what he means, but it still sounds hilarious. And despite, according to him, half the team being new to game development, that still means that half the team isn't. And the best that these people are coming up with is something that they think is terrible? I mean, this does not sound very good.
Hmm.
So, keeping all that in mind, plus what he also said about how he says it's going to be good, we're going to get there. That sounds like some pre-alpha or maybe like alpha phase talk. But this game's supposed to release in like 2 to 3 months, and they're still talking like that. It's going to be fine, guys. We're going to get there. It's going to be good. And they actually wanted to release this game on November 15th originally. You can just imagine what a disaster that would have been. I mean,
Yeah.
heck, it still sounds like it's going to be a disaster. So I just spent like 15 minutes skipping through this interview because I figured it would be hilarious to hear the dude say it, like that quote himself, but I can't find it, man. I don't want to watch the whole like hour-long thing right now either. So moving back to Fandom Pulse.
Yeah, don't.
Okay, so next they're just providing the quote that I mentioned earlier about Ubisoft's statement on delaying AC Shadows. We'll take a look at this again, I suppose. It's been a while since I read this. They say, while the game is feature complete, the learnings from Star Wars Outlaws release led us to provide additional time to further polish the title, that being AC Shadows. This will enable the biggest entry in the franchise to fully deliver on its ambition, notably by fulfilling the promise of our dual protagonist adventure, with Naui and Yasuke bringing two very different gameplay styles. We are departing from the
No, should have been Naui and a Japanese male. Japanese man needs to represent his history, not somebody who did nothing for Japan whatsoever. It's absolutely stupid. So, like, and they say it's the biggest entry. How? When you just admitted what you said about it. When you say something's about to be the biggest entry and it's supposed to be ambitious, then you expect like something epic, high quality, professional, all that. This is not, it's none of that. Like, no.
traditional Season Pass model. All players will be able to enjoy the game at the same time on February 14th, and those who pre-order the game will be granted the first expansion for free. The game will mark the return of our new releases on Steam Day 1. So it's really interesting that they say that, because 2 days ago there was a post on our Gaming Leaks and Rumors titled Information and Assets of the Upcoming Animus Hub from Assassin's Creed and Shadows has leaked, with some edits from Ubisoft's official response. But first, let's get the context. So they originally said here in the post, before that part, first, look inside the loading room of the Animus Hub where you as a player are controlling the avatar of Yasuke. Battle Pass information. Season 1, all rewards are free. You know, some more info here, so some free rewards, but still
So they're forcing you to do that, unless you can choose now. But yeah, I don't want to play as him. I would just want the Japanese male though, so I'm just gonna choose her because when I play Assassin's Creed, I want to play a ninja game. Assassins, Shadows, Japan. That's ninja.
Battle Pass system. It looks like these images have all been DMCA'd by Ubisoft, but we can
Yep.
see some text info. For example, this pack with 500 Helix credits, 600 Helix credits, some like weapons and stuff, a mount. There will also be partnerships in game with companies like Red Bull, Visa, and Intel. A top comment saying, please don't let this mean the next 5 years of Assassin's Creed are merged into one trophy list like COD is. Someone says 100% what's going to happen. A different
That's what they're
response
doing.
writing, not only will it happen, but the awful part is that non-traditional AC games will also be quote-unquote DLC to Shadows. Like there are rumors for a PvP game, VR, etc., since all of them will also likely be a part of the Animus Hub. So as someone who likes to 100% my games, but only wants to play certain AC titles, not every single thing Ubisoft makes, this is a big deal breaker for me. So likely I won't play any AC titles anymore until the Animus Hub is gone. And if you're wondering what exactly this Animus Hub thing is, from Assassin'sCreed.fandom.com they say, Animus Hub, formerly known as Assassin's Creed Infinity, is an upcoming game hub for the Assassin's Creed series. Expected to launch coinciding with the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows, it will be a live service platform which hosts the modern-day storyline, serve as an entry point to the wider franchise for newcomers, and eventually span numerous historical settings and incorporate multiplayer.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about in my last video.
Now going back to that Reddit post, we'll take a look at the edit regarding Ubisoft's response as mentioned. So it says, edit, Ubisoft comments on the leak from the official Discord and Reddit.
They did do this.
Hello everyone. It has come to our attention that inaccurate rumors have been circulating online regarding the upcoming Animus Hub, X codename Infinity. We wanted to take this occasion to clarify that All the rewards available in Animus Hub will be entirely free. There are no paid subscriptions or paid battle pass featured in the Animus Hub, and players will have access to regular content and missions at no extra cost. We will unveil more detail about it closer to the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Thank you. And the user saying, note, this is the first time they officially refer to it as the Animus Hub. On the Assassin's Creed subreddit,
So that's what
this
it's
would
called.
get them some more positive reception. For example, this top response reading, I like that all rewards will be free. I just really hope they're not missable and can be done at any point, even in later Battle Pass seasons. We go on holiday literally the day after Shadows is now set to release, which doesn't help. However, conversely, back on our gaming leaks and rumors, a top response responding to Ubisoft's statement says, this sounds like something Ubisoft wouldn't do, so what's the catch? Another user saying, Ubisoft isn't doing too hot right now. I think Outlaws forced their leadership to realize their current direction won't keep working. I don't know, man.
Yeah, of course not. They don't have a choice but to do this. That's why they're making a season pass free and they're not charging for that expansion and all that. It's just the right thing to do. But that doesn't fix the problem of the game. This is like you saying, I'm going to accommodate you this or still buy my game. Well, we still have a lot to see. You know what I mean?
And Ubisoft is extremely stubborn amongst other things. In my opinion, it's like I'll believe it when I see it sort of thing, right? Like they say
Yeah.
one thing, but maybe they'll monetize it a different way, you know? Maybe they really will make everything free and make all this new content for free for people, and it's like a wonderful thing, but I think it's totally reasonable to be skeptical of anything Ubisoft does nowadays, given their track record. On that note, while I wasn't able to find the part of Alexis Cody's interview that I was looking for, I did find a section where he talks vaguely about Ubisoft's plans for AC Shadows moving forward, and trying to make it quote-unquote more welcoming. So you might find that interesting after what we just took a look at.
Each time you can start fresh,
Yes.
but there's risk to starting fresh every time, right? You need to building these protagonists so that they're engaging, so that people relate to them. So once you've got a recipe, like it's no wonder they're still making Indiana Jones, right? You can relate to
Right.
Indiana Jones, and people instantly gravitate towards like the persona of the character. But it's a challenge on Assassin's Creed to start fresh, but it's also an opportunity to try to innovate. And I think that's one of the things that people will notice starting with Shadows is that we've tried to make the game, the franchise more welcoming.
Yep.
Shut up. Okay, so this guy makes you want to start fresh. Bro, there's two protagonists. I only want to play Nele. I don't give a damn about him. It's a DEI woke invasion, and it just ruined the core of the Japanese history because it's supposed to be represented by the masculine principle. When we're talking about war and ninjas and assassins and shadows, like you just ruin everything with that. You're not making this game welcoming because you did DEI agendas. You screwed up so much. You put a lot of rookies on this game. It wasn't professional. You didn't work with Japan. How the hell is that welcoming? This doesn't feel welcoming to Japan. It's actually completely disrespectful to the art, to the history, to the culture, to the masculine principle, to your fan base. That's not welcoming. That's bullshit. I'm not going to accept that. I don't know who you're talking to, but it's not going to work over here.
By focusing more, I should say focusing differently on, because Assassin's Creed is two stories at the same time. It's always been that way. You've got the present day, so how you're going into the past has its own story, and you have the past itself.
Yep.
So we've bundled those two stories very differently for Shadows that will allow us to have more flexibility into the future to make the franchise more welcoming so that we avoid the Star Wars issues like who's the dude with
No, you didn't avoid Star Wars issues. What are you talking about, dude? It's actually worse. The only reason Star Wars is as bad as it is because y'all made a stupid mistake with the protagonist. Should have been Han Solo or something. And you didn't finish the game. Assassin's Creed was not finished. You got a bunch of rookies on there. You insulted and disrespected Japan so much and a lot of other people at the same time. It's a bigger issue. It's worse than the Star Wars.
the Black Helmet.
Right.
Alrighty, guys, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think about these statements from Alexis Cody, including the beginning where we went over that dev stuff about, like, this is the worst game they've ever seen, as well as the recent leaks and that stuff at the end. And of course,
Good video, bro. But like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. You know how I am about this, and you know we don't change unless we see something really good, and then we'll give you something positive if it deserves it. But yeah, I mean, really. So yeah, you know I'm back on this. I know y'all missed me doing this, and we're back. and we're not going anywhere. All right, y'all. Peace.